Hi, Hugo.
Hi, David.
So I'm going to ask you some questions about language and culture.
Sure.
Okay. What do you think is the relationship between language and culture?
Well, the relationship, it's a blend. Actually, there's no language without a culture, and there's no culture without a language. It's two parts of a unit.
Okay. What is the influence of culture in the process of a foreign language process?
Well, the influence of culture in the process of learning a foreign language the influence is tremendous. I mean, actually, if you like the culture, you're going to learn the language faster. You're going to accept things, you're going to assimilate, and you're going to put more interest into it. So the process of learning or acquiring the foreign language is going to be a lot faster. If you don't like the culture, if you hate the culture, learning the language or acquiring the language is going to be really difficult, or it's going to take a long time.
Okay, thank you. Which cultural expressions do you know countries have through language?
Well, they have music, they have sayings, proverbs, they have festivals, holidays.
Okay. Why do you think it is important to have an oral tradition in a culture?
Another tradition
In a
is
country, sorry.
in a country. Another tradition in a country or in a culture. It's very important because through the oral tradition is the values are expressed and are taught from one generation to the other. The values, the idiosyncrasy, everything that is related to the people, the identity of the people.
What do you think? Do we teach language using culture, or do we teach culture using language?
I think the difference is difficult to answer that question because when you teach a language, you teach culture. Simultaneously. And when you teach culture, you gotta introduce. You gotta teach the language as well. So they come together. It's difficult to put them apart. To separate them.
Okay. Do you take culture into account in the strategies you use in your English classes?
Of course. They're actually a very important part of the class.
Can you give me some examples?
Yes, examples. For example, when you're asking for favors. When you teach on a tax-based or the natural learning, a tax-based approach, you actually do it through things that people do in real life. So when you're asking for favors, you had to take on account many things, the respect, the rapport that people have, the moments when people can say some things and when they cannot say things, and all of that is related to culture. What they think, what the people like to do, what the people wouldn't do, don't like to do in certain ways. That is part of the culture, so that's really important.
Okay. Also, whenever there's like a holiday,
Whenever there is like a holiday, prepare, you have to not imitate, but make a representation of the activities that people usually do.
Yeah.
Because it's not the real activity, it's just a representation.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Hugo, I think we're done. Thank you very much for
It
your
was
time.
short. Well, you're welcome.
All right. So I'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.